Okay, so here we go. It's August the 15th. And let me say this. Here's what I want to talk to you about. Many of you want to go, are trying and praying to go to the next level in your life and in your walk on the same old faith. My friends, it don't work like that. As God places new desires in your heart, it requires a greater faith effort on your part. And let me tell you something, what happens when God start placing new desires in your heart, particularly when you come from places of poverty, or particularly when you have low self-esteem, when people have beat you down emotionally. You may have lost jobs, or you may have been laid off. You may have gotten cars repoed, lost homes, and people say you're going to be like your alcoholic daddy, or you'll never be anything because in your family are curses of drug addiction and low self-esteem. Those things can affect how you handle the desire that God places in your heart. He places that desire in you. So the desire that you feel right now to have more comes from him. But understand with that is the battle from the enemy trying to stop the desire from growing and becoming all that God would have it to become. So that's the reason why you're battling so with fear and anxiety and low self-esteem and doubting yourself, is because God is now birthing. The seed has always been there. Greatness has always been there. Now it's starting to manifest itself in your heart, and the devil knows that. And so he's trying to counteract what God is doing. So here's what you got to remember. And here's what, let me share something with you. Many of you, because you've lived such simple lives from your mindset to maybe your financial situation, where you have always just had samples. When you go into Sam's and Costco's, they give you samples. You say, oh, that's good, but you only get a little bit. Well, now God is giving you an appetizer. And an appetizer does what? It prepares you for the meal that's coming, the main course. It gets your taste buds ready. Well, that's where God is now with you. He is now giving you an appetizer to prepare you for the meal. Now, here's what you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to now sit at the table that God has prepared for you. And guess where he's prepared it for you at? In the presence of your enemy. So that means you've got to sit down at the table with people that doubt you, who set traps for you, who spread rumors about you, who try to break up your marriage, and family members who try to keep you caught up in the old generational curses and saying that you can't do that because they didn't do it. That's what you're battling now, my friends. But that is a good battle to have. Because now God is trying to move you from the wilderness to the promised land. Let me tell you what the wilderness is. The wilderness is a place that's never favorable, just tolerable. So now God is trying to take you from praying a prayer to, Lord, just provide my needs, to, Lord, give me abundance. It's a whole nother mindset. It's kind of like those young girls in those Olympics, those black girls in those Olympics winning those gold medals. They've all pretty much came from absolutely nothing. But guess what they had to have in their mind? They had to believe, number one, that they could do it. Number two, that I'm worthy. And number three, I deserve to be with the best in the world. You have to do that as well. You have to believe. You have to know that I'm supposed to be among the best. Sit down at the table and eat the meal God has prepared for you. Don't let the enemy sidetrack you with fear. Fear does not come from God, but God recognizes that fear comes in. And that's the reason why he continues to wrap you in his grace and mercy, because he knows that it is a walk that he's going to have to gently pull and push you through. So be encouraged, my friend, and be thankful now that God has put that desire in your heart for you to have more. Don't trip because you have fear. Just know that God got you covered. Now go walk in your greatness and walk in your purpose, and know that you are supposed to live an abundant life. Serve, care, and love. Enjoy your week.